kankupoe, I let you go. Mukwano unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza sana kubadilisha. I got to go, kankupoe, I let you go. Mukwano nuna harusini nayo kidole, nilikupenda my baby sorry, utapata mwengine don't you worry. Watoto tumezaa tuna wote yale, tulipanga mimi na wewe milele, lakini nini unanichanganya. Maisha wote wawili tulipanga, shida ni nyingi hatujakosana. Haingekuwa hivyo unapenda upendi, mpenzi tuachane na hivyo. Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kankupoe, I let you go. Mukwano unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kankupoe, I let you go. Mukwano kinibati unayependa sana, popata alipo haitweza beli, atakula za mtu anakula zake zipo. Nipe changu na mimi nikupe chako, kama unipendi hilo ni pako. We got a lot of issues to settle, pamoja twende mseto. Love me baby, I will love you back. Scratch my back, I will scratch your back. Not this way unapenda upendi. Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kankupoe, I let you go. Mukwano unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kankupoe, I let you go. Mukwano nuna tuliamua tuwe together, mimi na wewe tuwe forever. Ni yetu, mimi na wewe na watoto wetu, tupambane shida zote za nyumbani tusimalize now. Girl, every woman for a man, love me I love you back and not what I want. Girl, it's another tune than me sing about a tune than this one girl. Girl, never worry about it, every time you come up I'm gonna sweet it. This one, bad man, I'm music and unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kankupoe, I let you go. Mukwano unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kankupoe, I let you go. Mukwano simbiling biling bang bang banang bang yeah. I got to go, you let to go. I got to go. Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go,
Amwanyi bodo mane dana yoke anu akabu anu ayi we o kanu Mwajebo Mwajao Papa Mwajao Papa Mwajao Papa Mwajao Papa Mwajao ya jaki na Mwajaleba Maya popo na kwa joga na ananya Ameyo Amono Kanu Mausebo Masebo Lajo Masebo Senya mayo na ndo de yo na se Ache de sa blue se bosi o On a planyo e Masebo On a planyo e Majo On a planyo e Majo Ya jade kan Majale Nyo na Ashela Masebo Planyo na Ashela Masebo Nyo na Paris e Masebo Monia UK Masebo Nyo Monaco Masebo Nyo Morocco Masebo Nyo Quibli Masebo Monia Ghana Masebo Monia Ghana Masebo Nyo Kwaliba Masebo On est c'est pas y'a des on est pas pour de l'Ukotuba Papa Moué Dada Kotuba Monaïla Ce soir Ayoni à la ville Mwajao Papa Mwajao Papa Mwajao Papa Mwajao de Kan Mwajale Money to go to Mane Achainso Radio Mono to go to Mane Achainso Radio Mwajao Papa Mwajao Papa Mwajao Papa Mwajao Papa Mwajao Papa 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 Nabuyo Papa Mwajale Anu bebe o ya no tu go kungo male achenso Se baya de si regalo Radio Mwajao Papa Mwajao Papa Mwajao Papa Mwajao Papa Mwajao Papa 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 Nabuyo Papa Mwajale Anu bebe o ya
liberio. Angane mbei, duro tape makuria, wapa ya seba. Onana ayama lokolo mwane sikolo mwa ye pozane gripu ya moreu. Lokolo toriye boru suku. Suku ogere yo, omo ya lokolo kete swelo ritito.
Good evening, folks. Samson Toll, LIBERIA Public Radio. Again, we want to welcome all of you again. We say thank you very much for joining us this evening. Friday evening, folks. Of course, we have some issue here, but then that's life. We have to continue to live. Friday evening, I want to welcome all of you. I've been tuning in here. It's going to be a rocky show here tonight. We're going to go soft from the beginning, and then at the end, of course, we're going to go heavy in my area of line of work. So I'm not taking a bike seat to nobody on this here tonight. I'm Blaku, Samson Toll, LIBERIA Public Radio. Folks, I want to welcome all of you and say thank you very much. We appreciate it. We're not going to have some usual program here tonight where we usually show our president. You know who our president is, but this is not a usual time for us. And so, first of all, safety. Please don't drink and drive. Winter's coming up. Be careful when you get on the road. Make sure you have good tires. We'd like for you to stay alive. Again, I want to thank everybody that joined us. I wasn't on Wednesday because my party leader passed away. Honorable Bronski, Councilor Bronski, as we call him, Bossman, passed away. And so I was in the process of putting, as you can see right now, I'm not quite on it yet, but we're getting there. I was in the process of trying to put my show together. When I have the issues, when at first I'm not too sure what it was. I'm like, what's happening here? Is this something that I'm doing wrong or something? Somebody saying something? And then I decided to look at what was happening. So usually when we do these show, we come on, and then of course when we come on air, we go on and try to do some putting shows together. What we're going to present to you at that particular time. So when we put as you can see, I was just doing that here. When we put these shows together, and then we bring them to you in sequence. So usually when you see me here writing, I'm writing the sequence of the shows and what it's all about. So I'm a little bit prepared, to be honest with you. And but when I was doing it on Wednesday, getting my show ready, so I decided, okay, let me go read a little bit, because front page usually late in the afternoon, that's when they bring the breaking news or somebody news that. So when I turn front page, what? Councilor Bronski is dead? So the first thing I did was to call my brother in Liberia, who was president, Mr. James K., who was president in Liberia. But the line was so bad, so I called another brother, Mr. Yanu, but the line, I couldn't get through. So I decided I called Mr. So, who was the LPR CEO, and told him that I wasn't going to be able to come on that night because things were just too hectic for me. Because, as you know, I'm a Liberty Party member, a strong member of Liberty Party USA, that is. So anyway, and so we weren't able to do our show on Wednesday. But another thing I want to bring out here, I'm not here to pay tribute to Councilor Bronski. That will be done. We have a leaders here. We have a leadership here. Liberty Party USA have a leadership here in America. And I've contacted them, and they have given me some information, some feedback, that obviously we're going to do a show. But we want to make sure that whatever information we pass on to the audience, that those information are true. And one other thing also is that even though he's our political leader, but he has family. He's a family man. So you can't say because he's a political leader, so I will just run with him and say whatever I want. No. You have to, first of all, be respectful to the family. And as a result of that, we, the leadership, have decided, well, Mr. Toll, we will be in touch and we will do what we have to do. But obviously, we're going to do a show here on LIBERIA Public Radio. But in the meantime, we want to make sure we gather all of the important information, perhaps, that we will be able to pass on to the audience, to the public as we come on air. And so that's exactly what we're going to be doing. But Bossman, I just want to say a short thing here. Bossman, we want to thank you very much for your contribution. Because even though you're no longer with you, but the contribution continues. And in fact, It was because of you, some of us that forget, no, I don't want to be Liberian politics, and Liberian politics can be very hurtful. Liberian politics can be deadly. People can die, and they make a fun of their body and stuff like that. And so I didn't want that. For a long time, I decided I wasn't going to be part of that. But because of Councilor Bronskin, I decided to put my hair back in it. And Bossman, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And I also want to say here now that I also thank the leader of the Republic of Liberia who has made such a beautiful, beautiful statement of the passing of our political leader, party leader, Councilor Bronsky. I think this is what I stated it last time. When people die, the way you engage, the way you carry about, make people to actually appreciate who you are. And in this instance, we also here, as the Liberty Party, I'm not speaking for the party. Let's get that straight. I'm just a tiny party, Liberty Party member. Tiny, like just a tiny edition. Must say a tiny Liberty Party member as well. But I really appreciate the comment from the government of Liberia and all of those that are serving who have met and know Councilor Bronsky, all of the tribute that have been paid, written, and we've been reading a lot of those, and we appreciate it. So tonight, as usual, when I come on, I usually show Dr. Weah, and I show the video and what have you. So I'm not going to do that here tonight. I will just pivot straight to my subject matter of this evening. So welcome. When the Liberty Party leadership, when they're ready, we will let you guys know, and I'm definitely gonna be inviting them here because I've had them last time on my show when it was radio show. Even before that, we had. Oh, by the way, the leadership, Phyllis Swart is our leader as we speak. I've been out of the loop for a long time. So if I'm saying something that is not correct, please forgive me. I'm still Liberty Party member. They have not gotten my paper yet to suspend me or kick me out. So I'm still Liberty Party member. So anyhow, we will continue to engage the leadership of Liberty Party and see if we can bring them on here. Then we'll have a conversation here because we, Liberty Party USA, have been involved with Councilor Bronsky for a very long time. So we will do our best here, and our voice is going to be heard on this issue as well. Thank you very much. Let's move on. Let me pivot straight to my show here tonight. But before I do that, something. This is going to be a rocking show here tonight. It's going to be rocking because I'm going into engineering issues relating to Liberia here tonight. So I'm not taking a bike seat to nobody because this is my area. So before I do that, let me just play one music. Please, Samson, to bring it on. We're ready. Oh, yes.
Don't disrespect me because I get on Papa. You will not disrespect because you see me in Papa. Don't disrespect me because I get on Papa. You will not disrespect because I will on Donga. We not broken, but we can make it happen. We not millionaire, but we can keep it popping. We not broken, we can make it happen. We not millionaire, but we can keep it popping.
All right, that's just a warning. That's just on a very serious note, folks. Samson told Liberia Public. My issue here tonight is about roads in Liberia, and I will be talking about road with respect to public works. I've tried to stay away from that type of subject matter that is directly connected to public work. But I thought this time around I would do so because what I read the last time and what I'm going to be reading here to you tonight, I can't stand it. I just cannot let that go by because we have to get engaged, and these are some of the things we continue to talk about. Anyway, let me go on. Quite recently, I was reading from Front Page Africa, of course. That's one thing I like about Front Page Africa. They continue to give us new. Ronnie Shea, I keep telling folks, Ronnie Shea is a person you can be laughing when you here today. If you do something wrong, he will write about it. You can throw him in jail, beat him up. Everybody mad with you because of how you treated around. If you do something right, he will write about it. He does it. So I call him double-edged sword. And so he gave us this information. Let me go ahead and put that up, folks. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. This is what I came across. Okay. The Liberian, this is the Deputy Minister for Public Works, Claude Landry, who is a technical director, technical Deputy Minister for Public Works. But, I'm going to do you a favor here. I'm going to read the whole thing before I start making my comment, before I start expressing my opinion, and before I start criticizing. I want you to see why I'm criticizing and what point I'm trying to make. Okay? So, Minister Larney had they said the government of Liberia launches projects to cut down costs of road pavement. You know, these are some of the things that I'm going to be talking about here tonight. Every time somebody official comes on and we have an opportunity, Samson, to have an opportunity to bring them on my show, when I ask them this question, they say, oh, it takes $1 million to do a mile of a road, 5,280 feet, okay, or whatever. But anyway, so the question, these roads that you guys drive on every time, they go by mileage, of course. They go 1 mile, 2 miles. You know, every time you cross a state, from one state line to another, the mile starts. If those of you that are in a state, each of these states has counties. And every county, when you're dealing with state highway, when you cross this one county from another, from one county to another, the mile starts. Okay? So they tell you what mile you 0.2 something, but whatever. But in Liberia, they're saying it takes $1 million to build a mile of a road. Okay. So I said, fine. When these people come on the question, I ask them, because when you say mile of a road, they have lane mile. But they never mention that. Because a lane mile in Liberia now, you're only going to have 2 lanes because one going, one coming. On this side in America, you got 4 lanes sometimes, some area. 2 going, 2 coming. You got 8 lanes, 4 going, 4 coming. That kinds of stuff. So those are considered lane miles. If you have 2 lanes and you have a mile, that's lane mile, 2 lane miles. So what are they talking about? Because he's telling me 1 mile. Okay, 1 mile going, $1 million, another mile coming, that's $2 million. But they will never, you never get them, you never tie them down to that. They always wiggle their way out of it. So I've been wondering what this mile of road is. So when I went to Liberia, one of the things that I tried, because I was very much anxious to know what this is. I never practiced engineering in Liberia before until I went home recently. Okay? So, but when I got there, the fellow who took me over, a good friend of mine, used to be former Minister of Public Works as well. But he and I, we don't get eye to eye when it comes to public work issues because he know where I stand. But anyway, so I decided to look into this mile. They're telling me a mile. What are some of the composition of this 1 mile? You have a base. I mean, in fact, you have first thing, you're going to have a base. Second thing, you're going to have sub-base. Third, then you have finished products. And depends on what type of products you're using. Will it be flexible or rigid pavement? It depends. Okay, rigid pavement, a little bit involved. So I'm sure they're not just, you see, that's one of the things, because if you're telling me a mile, a lane, a 1 mile, $1 million, if it is rigid pavement, is that still $1 million? Because rigid pavement, what are some of the things, items involved in the rigid pavement? You have steel in rigid pavement, which in Liberia they use wire mesh. I call them wire mesh. Those are not steel that I want to put my truck on. Okay. You have steel. You have the concrete. Okay. So what is it? Are all these things in flexible pavement, which we call a quota? Quota, a rock, abutments, and some whatever you want to put together, sand, whatever you mix it together, design makes it, you go. Okay. So are this the same equivalent of $1 million a mile still? So when I ask these questions, they don't want to answer. Folks, if you can't stand the engineering tonight, you can just quietly excuse yourself. And we will appreciate when you come back later on when we talk about subject matter that perhaps interests you. But tonight I'm not deviating from them. I'm going to stay on engineering for the whole show. Okay? So, but anyway, so this is what the minister, technical, Deputy Minister for Technical Affairs, Republic of Liberia. Now, let me go a little bit deeper. Before I read this. This is the same minister. You can go and do some research on your own. Dr. Weir had a program at one time talking about road construction. And he made it clear, I hired this man to give me roads anytime. I don't want anybody to tell me, oh, it's going to take 2 years. No. I want it now. He was there knocking his head. And he came on and he said, yeah, we can get whatever time frame the president gave. That's what we're going to do. Is that right? Is that right? You're going to build a road anytime they want, and the road is going to be ready. So quite recently, according to this article, this is the interesting part of this article. First of all, let me welcome our president, Timbers Noani Colin is with us here tonight. We say thank you. I'm not too sure if he's still here. But Mr. President, welcome. Thank you very much. Okay, let me go on to read this article. I will read the article in its entirety, and hopefully, this is coming from front page. You can go there as well. Okay, they said the government of Liberia has launched a pilot project with a South African company for the pavement of roads using different chemicals. Keep that word in mind. Chemical. Okay. Using different chemical and methods in a bid to help curtail wasteful spending on roads construction in the country. So they agree, just from this, without any pushback from Minister of Public Works, that they have had some wasteful spending. Samson too, I been on this thing, and I'll show you some of my old video that I talk about these things, and I'll play that tonight as well. Okay, let's go on. The pilot project was inaugurated by the government and Polo Road LIBERIA Pavement Limited on Tuesday, November 19, 2000, in Shofring, Mabgivi. On the project, the South African company will construct the 1 kilometer road leading to 14 military hospital that is under construction for the cost of $424,000 instead of a regular $900,000 to $1 million that are normally charged for a similar kilometer of road. Okay, they didn't say my kilometer. Okay, that's fine. As part of the agreement, the company will foot the cost. Now, here is the interesting thing. I will go into this here because the company, when you go on the company website, they tell you how they can help you. And this company doing business, they've done business, they're in Ghana. They're doing good in Ghana, to be honest with you. Okay? They also have done business in Kenya. They're from South Africa. But the way they do this, instead of the kinds of things they do in Liberia now, before this company, they call what they call refinance. I mean, not refinance, but self-finance. For example, they give you a project, it's okay, pay for it, we'll pay you later. Later never comes. That's why and I will deal with these people here tonight. You think you're going to talk to Liberian construction and contractor the way you did and I'll be quiet? Never. I don't think so. Let's go on. So they say, as part of the agreement, the company will foot the cost of the road construction by 60%, while the government is responsible for the remaining 40%. Okay? So remember now, $424,000, the government going to pay 40% of that. I'm not too sure how that's going to work. I'm not too sure whether the material, labor, and everything going to be 40% of that. I'm not too sure. What's my calculator? Oh my goodness. Okay, all right, we'll deal with that later. Okay. Speaking in an interview, this is my interest, and this is what I'm going to be talking about tonight. Speaking in an interview with reporter during the inauguration of the new road construction exercise, the Deputy Minister for Technical Service at the Ministry of Public Works, Mr. Claude Landry, disclosed that the introduction of the Polo Road pavement will help the government significantly save money. Good. Now you know you can save money. Okay, we'll deal with it. Because I've read the reason I'm sounding like this because I've read this before. Okay. According to him, road construction remains the top priority of the government, and as such, the introduction of a new road construction system and method will be tested in Southeast. Oh, keep your stuff in Monroe. Don't come to Town. Don't bring that thing to Town until we know what you get. Don't even think about bringing it to Town right now, because I'm going to be on it, okay? And that's one of the reasons why I'm getting involved. These people are going to take this thing to after they do the testing, they want to apply it to the road in the southeastern side. And I'm making some fun now, but in the fun analysis, I will be serious and tell you some of the good and bad about this idea. Okay. Where are we? According to him, road construction remain okay. The east better be tested in Southeast Liberia and other part of the country went successful. Good. He noted that due to the current situation in Liberia, it remains quite different from the government. I think that's difficult for the government to finance. I think that's difficult they're trying to say here. So I'll just put the word difficult in there. For the government to finance the construction of asphalt or reinforced concrete road. Okay. We recognize the fact that the cost of doing the asphalt road or reinforcing concrete, doing the asphalt, okay. Asphalt road or reinforced concrete is exhibiting, given the budget constraint. They always having budget constraint, my people. They always having budget constraint. Always. Liberia, ever say I know Liberia? When did I start knowing Liberia, sir? I don't remember. But they always have budget constraints. So that one, that's not something new. We know definitely that we cannot use the amount of money that it takes to do one asphalt pavement road, a paved road, or reinforced concrete. Instead, okay, this is a pilot project. And the manufacturer are saying this, here we go. The manufacturer are saying this is the business that we want to sell out. They are coming in to try it. Let's see how the outcome will be. Look, before I even go further, in the practice of engineering here in the United States. And like I said, I'm in the roadway business. I've been in the roadway business going to almost 20, more than 20. What I'm doing on road design now, going to more than 20, 21, 22 years. But if you go into my overall engineering, I've been in it for more than 30 years. So I know what I'm talking about. But in serious business, in engineering, if a new product is coming out, ASTM, which is the model of testing any material, whether it be a mechanical, whatever, the coffee cup you can be drinking in, all of those things has been tested. Why is say if you put hot water in that coffee cup and you're not getting burned, all of those things has been tested. The curb, the coffee cup handle, everything, ASTM test these things. Then it gives you the ASTM number if you pass. But yeah, the man, you have a new product. He's not telling me, at least so far, he's not telling me that I've been to South Africa. I've gone to these people's plant. I've seen the product that's going to be coming to this place. I'm certified from what I observed. Nothing. Let the product come, we'll see what will happen. You're bringing chemical stuff in Liberia. And you're telling me, let it come, you will see. Here in America, not just America, if the people are pulling asphalt down, The owner of the road, most likely the city, state, or federal government own the road. So they give their engineer will do the mix design. They pass the mix design formula to the asphalt plant or the concrete plant. The concrete plant follow that mix design. Having had all of the testing and things like that, then they will invite the owner to say, come, we have a testing place. Then they will lay the road down the way you have it designed. They do the compaction and everything. Then they let you say, okay, yeah, the road, this is just 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 feet, 50 feet, whatever. Now test it. And you do your own testing because those are the same kinds of application you would do on the whole mile road. Yes, amen. He has not told us that they're going to send people to South Africa to observe before even making a decision that yes, we will take this. Nothing. Maybe we'll see it later. Maybe I'm not see it yet. But at this point, when he's saying let a thing come, we'll see. No, you tell me that I see it because you representing us, my man. You there representing us. I hope you've seen it from South Africa. Then you say, okay, I was in South Africa. I saw how they put it. I know how it works and I know it's safe. Here are the my people, yeah, we got problem. We got serious. You know the chair, the common chair you can sit down in your house. They got document all of the safety issues. What you need to do, what you don't need to do. What are the safety ramifications here that these people are talking about? Bringing road that is going to be strange to Liberian. But let's read on. It's very interesting, very interesting. These are people we have that are leading. And I'm not going to take backseat on this one here. This is not a money issue I'm talking about. That not finance. This is engineering. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not taking backseat on nobody here tonight. Let me read on. Okay? So let's see how the outcome will be. No, you tell us that you have seen this place, you have seen these people products, and you're satisfied with it. Because then we will use you as someone who has seen it on behalf of the government. But you're telling every one of us now that let's see how the outcome, you don't know what the outcome will be? You minister, deputy minister of technical affairs, you know what the outcome will be? Then you're telling me, say you want to wait until we all come and see what the outcome is going to be. If we want to do that, well, we can have all the, how many Liberian, what, 4.something million now? All 4.something million go and become deputy minister. So that we can see what the outcome will be. But we ask, and the government asks you to be there. They say, well, you're left seeing what the outcome will be. We're in trouble, folks. Let me go on. Okay? If we do it successfully, certainly, this is something government is going to seriously consider because of the difference in cost. What are the difference? Total, Mwemple way. What are the difference? Total on the road, Mwemple way in the bush. What are the difference? The road we're using now, this is it. How much you saving us money? Nothing here? My man, you got something to do, man. Okay. Minister Lango disclosed that the polar roads have been successful in other countries, including India and Ghana. Have you been there? Okay. All right. He noted that the government remain focused to ensure that the pilot project is successful. So am I. Because that's one of the reasons why every time, except for tonight, every time that when I come on air, folks, now you get to understand why I always playing the video of Dr. Weah during the campaign walking in the mud. Because these things are something Liberians need to pay attention to. Okay? Minister is telling us that when the people come, they do it was here. Okay, let's go. According to him, the assessment showed that pilot road lasts for, okay, assessment, where was he? Lasts for 10 to 15 years during both the rainy and dry season. Yeah. And I'm not trying to compare, But most roads nowadays are built for 20 years. The TI of every road that you're driving on here in the United States, they're for 20 years. 20 years lifespan. Now, yeah, these people got serious problem though. They got serious problem. He's telling me now that it's going to be 10 to 15 years. What criteria are they using? What criteria are they using? So the 10 to 15 years you're talking about, Minister, if people take trucks and put truck on our road, it's still going to last that long? If people take, and this is the military hospital now, if they take those big military equipment and start running on our road, it will last that long? Man, you see, that's why I try to stay away from public work issues. You know, because as an engineer, when I start talking about it, a lot of questions comes to mind. And so I don't want to sit here like I'm criticizing when I'm supposed to be home helping. So it's not my intent to sit here and criticize, but when you make these kinds of statements, the international community, this is what I keep telling you guys. The international community that are giving the money to the government, whether it be a loan or a gift, they're not going to pick your leaders. It is with you, the Liberians. Like whatever leader, you take something to right now, you say, you the minister, they will deal with me. Even though I know nothing, but they will still deal with me. Because that's who Liberian people say that they are minister. You take me right now and put me in place of something to I don't know anything about finance. But international community, monetary fund, they will deal with me. They ain't gonna say, well, Mr. Toh, you don't get a degree or you don't get it. They're not gonna say that. Oh, Minister Toh, yeah, okay, this is where we're going. Whether I blunder or I'm blunder, that's not their business. That's my country business. That's why we're suffering right now. Because you people go and take these positions that they know fully well. They are not qualified for these positions. They are not, and they don't want to be sincere. They don't want to be sincere. Some of them are very nice. Like Minister Langer is a very nice person. But if you take, and I will show you some more stuff here tonight. If you take a position, have the understanding that you're able to make it. That you have a clear understanding of what you're getting into. Don't say I will learn on the job. In the meantime, Liberian people are suffering. Folks, let's go on. Let's go on. Let's go on. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because you are reading the Ghana stuff. Because you're doing good in Ghana. So, but anyway, let me go on. Folks, it's an interesting thing. Okay. So the minister point out that a cover system has been put in place to curtail the overflow of water along the road. That now you're telling me I've been singing this song over and over when it rains, Grand there. We can't go to Grand there. The road color, now you're telling me you're not put cover some system in place. The cover you're not even maintain. Man, y'all give me something else to talk about, man. Okay, win-win situation, they said. Once successful, he assured the government will partner with donor or to move from lateral. Okay. Let me be serious now. Let me be serious because this is where the rubber meets the road with me and these people. Once successful, he assured that the government will partner with donors to move lateral road to polar road pavement across the country to assure a win-win situation. And I will deal with this polar road business here very shortly. But you know what they call you know what they call ladder? I'm speaking the real one now. Ladder. What do ladder? They come from the sky. The reason why they become so movable, because all of the particles, soil particles that's supposed to be between those rocks are all taken out. So what you have, they're taken out by the water, eroded away, or the wind blowing there in the summertime when you drive through, the dust come out, so the rocks stay, then you have all the rocks pointing. They're all exposed. Nothing in between to hold them. But instead of them to do serious soil Serious soil investigation on this road. They say they want to get away from this thing here now. When the Vianini, you know what they call Vianini? I don't even know what Vianini is because I wasn't even born at that time. But when the Vianini road that I used to walk on Toll Town, we used to walk from Toll Town all the way to Biai to go to Blontown, to my mom's town. You will not see one area where the dish crossing the road. The road was good, durable those days. I don't know what to build the road, but when I started walking the road, I was a little bit older now. The ditches that was developed at that time could contain the water. They have the whole road slope so that water don't stay on the road. Now, road in Liberia, they have it slope in the middle of the road. You have ditches in the middle of the road. Why am I saying sloping in the middle of the road? Because water will find an easier path. Water go downhill. So if this side of the road higher, water coming to where the side is low. Water can't climb hill. Let me read. I will come and deal with this thing here tonight. This is just okay. This is important because we have donor and everybody coming in fixing lateral rods. One, like to say, he just become a minister. They've been a minister for more than 4 or 5 years. Now he recognized that lateral rod is a problem. You hear what I'm saying? Okay. Row 1 and 2 years after it's done, and I mean they got problem. Okay, but I will show you on a very serious note. Let's listen to this one. Let me read it again on a very serious note. This is important because he said we have donors and everybody coming in fixing lateral roads, and 2 years after it's gone. Why? Because you guys have no standard. You build road in the winter, in the rainy season. Rainy season, you're building road, and you expect the road to hold? Man, my objective now is to clearly state to the donor or whoever is coming that you want to do 20 kilometers of lateral rod, but instead of giving me that, you can give me 15 kilometers and let me call it quit. Okay. So, with that way, 2 to 10 years time, I don't have to go back to do the same role. It is beneficial to the government and you, he added. But in our whole statement I read, did you hear anything say maintenance? All the things I've been reading here tonight, you not hear the man say maintenance? Okay, let's go on. Minister Langer disclosed that engineer at the Ministry of Public Works assigned at the project site will thoroughly assess the project and chemicals to guarantee the worth of money. Aha! Chemical to get. Yeah, my people, we suffering. He mentioned the word chemical. And he said the engineer would thoroughly assess. What are they assessing? Chemical and what? Money. Not the people. Not the people. Chemical going to be involved on the road. And he said he's assessing the money, not the people. The people that are most likely going to be utilizing the road, the effect of that chemical is not coming to his mind. His mindset is money. Samson too. Folks, I will come back to that. He indicated that the cementing of the project is also lingering process of other administrative public works, and therefore all of the necessary steps and procedure will be observed and assessed. Good. I like that part. By a week, we should be finished. And then we will observe it. Once we observe it, basically we will make our assessment. We will look. And somebody wrote here and said, man, he ain't got to go to South Africa. You're wasting my money. What do you mean you don't gotta go to South Africa? But anyway, let me stop at this point because the meeting here, he went on to blame the contractors. You can read that. To blame the contractors in Liberia for the wasteful aspect of road construction. So, where am I going? It's Friday. You don't want to stay with me, just quietly block me and you go your way. I'm not forcing anybody to stay. But I'm not taking a bike seat on this one tonight. When you make these kinds of statements, without involving the people we're talking about chemical in the road. And I will show you a video here, folks. I've done my work. And that's why I got B more for. Because you kind of thing when I read or talk about B more, I want to make sure I got something to back it. I don't come to say, oh, in Town because I was from Town, because I was somebody else, or because I was coming from there. We ain't going to do that. When I read open my mouth on the road, business, okay, let me show you this. I show you. One time here, I give you an example. I tried to I was talking about how I got involved in designing road in Liberia and things like that. One young man came, hey, you just making be more on your own show. Why you going to design road in Liberia? You're lying. Look, I pulled my design. I pulled it on air. Right as I'm speaking, I put it on. I said, is this not Monreal? Is this not the road? What do you think I'm doing this thing for? Look, he ran away straight. They said, Bill said, come back now. He ran away. So, in other words, when I'm doing these things, I'm very serious. I'm very serious. So, the minister goes on to say, because he's not finding a new product that he's hoping will be successful. He's not trying to badmouth the Liberian contractors. He believed the contractors, Liberian contractors, is costing him money. No, minister, that's not true. You costing yourself money. Let me show you this other one. But before I do that, let me go a little bit deeper. Your minister, these people are building these roads, as I stated before. Dr. Weah one time told the whole world that when he asked you to build roads, you specifically, Minister Langley, that when he asked you to build road, he wanted in 2 months, you better give it to him in 2 months, or else you're not going to get your job. And he said, oh yeah, the president, whatever the president wanted, will do it. You will build road in 2 months. You'll look at that road. It coming apart very shortly. The Doe Community Road, because I followed that road from the beginning to the end. Because I knew exactly that it's not going to last. Because why? You build roads, road construction. The fundamental part of road construction is that the road must be able to hold the loading condition. The loading condition. Because if it cannot hold the loading condition, it's going to start tearing apart. And that's the point. And one of the fundamentals of road durability is the compaction. If the road is compacted effectively, it's going to last. Don't worry about the quota then they put it on the road. Don't think that it's just like you bake cake and then you put a dressing over it. Yeah, the quota too can if you design it well, it will hold. But that's not all to it. It's the base of that road. If the base is not done correctly, you're not going to get nothing. Nothing. Okay? And this is what these people continue to do. From all of the construction thing that I've seen in Liberia. In construction, you see the paper in my hand? And I'll make sure I don't lose mine. Okay. The paper in my hand, it goes with layers. It goes with sheet, but let's just consider a layer. 1, 2, got different layers, correct? So if I want this layer, these layers of paper that I have, if I want them to because in between, look here, You see when I blow, you see all the opening? Watch again. You see it? When I blow the air in, the air goes in between and separate them. However, when I come back, it's okay. I put this layer down and I roll it over and over, certain length, certain amount now. It's staying. I do the same thing. In construction, they call them lift. They call it lift. Now, you have the native soil. That when you take out the topsoil, you take out the middle soil, and you reach your native soil, you say, okay, this one here part, it ain't going anywhere. You do your compaction on our native soil, you get 95% proctor. You say it's not going anywhere. Okay. After that, when you come back now, because you're taking soil that are not suitable in that area, and those of you that go to Grand County, I would say Grand County, that's where I come from. I'm going to call other country here tonight, other country here tonight. Those of you that go into Grand County, most of the area you find that have bad situation in terms of road, deplorable road, they always in a swampy area. Am I lying? Why? Because you got swampy, and the swampy area is always down the valley. You can't get swamped over on the hill. You will never get swamped. My swamp found on the hill. No, you will not find swamp found on the hill. Because the swamp is developed when the water flows down in that valley. Then it contains the water, and then you got your swamp. So most of the place that you find road cut off because of bad rain and then what have you, when you start walking the bush, the first thing you find is the palm wine, the palm tree. Not the I'm saying to please. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. The one that can tap palm wine from. You will find all the tree there. You will not find strong, heavy tree in the swamp. Okay? So let's go back to the comment that I'm making. So when you go and say, okay, this place is bad, you take all that earth, you dig it out until you reach a solid ground. And since you have taken those other material out, you're not going to be using them again. So they got what they call borrowed material. Then you go on another site and borrow good earth and come and put it down. In Liberia, they come and put two truck loads down. Then they use Greta and gray. That's it. Then they roll it. No, my friend. On soil stabilization, which I'm going to be showing you here tonight. You come and put a lift down. 4-inch lift, 6-inch lift is up to you. But you want to put a lift down that when you start rolling, they will combine with the soil beneath. Basically, what you're trying to do is to have soil mechanics. Oh my goodness, soil. You not see table soil on the magnifying glass. Soil also have particles. They combine. They got the negative and the positive, and they all come together. When the soil, because your naked eye can't see it, when you put them together, sometimes they fight against each other. Sometimes they attract to each other, and you want that attraction to match in, to tie in, just a mat. And you know, the old country people, when they ready to make a mat, they go over like this, so they don't come loose. It's the same situation with soil. So when you put the soil down, when you start grading, you're mixing it up. You're trying to find which one going to combine with the other one and hold each other. You don't do that in Liberia. How can you achieve such a durability of a road when you're building it in a rain? You can't. The main thing you want the road to be is to be dry when you're building it, not in the rain. Not in the rain. But in Liberia, they don't care for that one. They build it in the rain. Then when they finish building it in the rain, then it's, oh, yeah, that road, yeah. It's not going nowhere. You say something to say. I'll give you an example. When they started building Dope community, and I got some video here, but I'm not going to show those tonight. When they start building Dope community, these are some of the things. When you get these kinds of positions, you be truthful. You be truthful with people. Tell the president, I can't build this road in the ring. It's not going to last. I'm trying for you, for your legacy to last. If you say I'm going to build in the room, I'm not going to do that because I'll be spoiling your money. Find somebody else. But of course, if you take a position that you know fully well you're not qualified, you got no legs to stand on. You think me, something too, I would be technical engineer over there in I call it public work. And Dr. Will come to me, something too, I want rowing today. I'll tell him, Mr. President, I love you. You're a good person, but I'm not going to allow you to waste your money. And then I will present what I'm talking about. And if he said, no, just build anyway, I'll say, okay, find somebody else, sir. Because I know very well that if I can go anywhere, any part of the world, I will be able to find a job. My reason of taking the position in Liberia is to help, not necessarily to make money. But if you take this position with the sole intent of making money, then you don't care what comes with it. That's the point that I'm making here tonight. Folks, Samson told LeBron Public Radio. And so when you're not truthful, the president thinks that you're doing good. And what do you have? There was and this one is a sidebar. Because of these people singing praises to the president, don't want to tell him the truth. They get a job, they can't produce. You saw what happened to water and sewer this morning? The people, they were demonstrating, cussing people up. You saw that, right? Because I truly believe that if these people really, really want to help the country, they will take position that they know they can help. Look, here's the thing. When you die, you're not taking fasting with you. Fasting, you're not going to take. All the money the people look for, I want them for that reason, you just continue to let your people suffer and suffer. When you die, fasting, you're not going to take. When will you be truthful? The people are saying the people that are leading water and sewer, they're not doing anything. They haven't paid them in 5 months. But here's the thing. I've watched the video this morning. I was feeling bad. I had to cut the video off. Because the people were saying these people, they don't want to pay us. But we can see them ride a new car every time. You think these people are stupid? They live in the same city you live in. They are your workers. First thing you want to do is make them happy so they will work for you, so you will look good. But look how they did to them here today. Yeah, Dr. We might still keep you because perhaps you're a friend. So you say, okay, try and talk to the people, you're trying to do something on our side. They kind of noise are hearing that. That's a good thing. Knowing fully well that you can't produce. And on one of the videos, the man said, they can't make it. And they know very well they ain't able to judge them or put it down. I'm not making it up. It's on that video. And they ain't able to judge them or put it down. What they suffering all that there for? Yeah, what's it? You take position that you're qualified for. Be honest with yourself. Now, don't get me wrong. There are other positions that you qualify for that you're going to learn. But your learning curve will not be steep because you already have some foundation. You take me, for example. Take me from now and put me to Minister of Finance because I'm a good friend of Dr. We. I sing praises for Dr. We. How nice he is. He's a president. He's the president of the Republic. Oh, that young man used to play football. He was so good. Oh, this man, Dr. We. Then he say, oh, something too. Yeah, the man, he talking good. Can't be minister. I say, yeah. Where? He said, oh, can't you be Minister of Finance? Oh, yeah. Something too. A big position. Fasting. I don't know. Fasting. I don't know. How to put people together and say, I don't know. But because he's my friend, I say, yeah. You know who are hurting? It's the problem we're facing right now. Dr. Weir and his people going to almost 2 years. Why are we still facing these kinds of problems? These people are all educated. They are not dumb. They didn't just come from Toll Town yesterday. These people have been learning. They've learned. They know. But yet still, they can't produce because they're putting them in position they are not quite ready for, or not even qualified to go in those positions. Okay? Now, let's go back to the role. Okay? Here is the role situation. The role in Liberia. I'm not making it up. The people build role in the rainy season. And this one, the minister himself decided to inspect the road construction in the rain. See, I'm saying to my people, y'all think I'm lying? Let's watch. Don't disrespect me because I wear proper, because I come and I run here with slippers. You think that it? Don't disrespect me, folks. We're not disrespecting anybody. You do these kinds of stuff. The international community looking at these things say, well, what kind of people it is? Not that you can't construct in a rainy season. You can. You can. But there are certain activities that you cannot do in the rainy season in terms of road construction. One of it is this, what is happening right now. Let's watch.
Minister of Public Works right there. Rest of the work around the market. Let somebody give me one him ever. Can't you West New York with Mr. Boy? So we are at the Joba Market where ongoing road work is being done by the Ministry of Public Works in collaboration with the MCC, and I have with me here the Minister of Public Works, Honorable Mamutu Vlayipan. I also have with me the Assistant Minister for Operations at the Ministry of Public Works, Minister Costello. Minister, welcome to the live interview.
Well, thank you so very much.
Okay, today is Sunday. You are at your comfort zone. You out here in the rain. You care to update the viewers what we're actually doing here today? Sunday, by now you're supposed to be in church or in your comfort zone, but you're out here in the rain.
Well, you are very correct. Yesterday is Sunday.
All right.
Yes, we are working on this day.
Okay.
Trying to ensure that the work we started on the old roads is completed. We've always said that when it comes to the road sector of Liberia, there's so much to be done. To the extent that we even need more than 7 days a week. So for us at the ministry, there's no particular day for resting. Once we are put to service in the morning, we have the entire afternoon to do whatever we like to do.
Okay.
And so you know the rains are advancing.
Okay.
And so we've come today to see what has been done here and to encourage the folks here who are working to speed up the work, because there are a lot of other communities we have to go to.
Okay.
Earlier today we were on the Chikusu, how do you call it, the Patient Shop Road, where pavement was done today, and the asphalt pavement is progressing. We are happy with the works. Here we are again on the old road, and after the old road we'll go to the 540 community. I'm sure you know that community.
Yeah, sure.
That's behind the ministerial complex. So for us, rain or shine, the work must go on. And that's why we are here.
You still think I lie? Okay. You're constructing a road in the rainy season. And you know what they're doing? Yes. Like, I love that country. That's a beautiful country. The roller you're looking at over there, the roller that just went by, they try to squash the rocks pulverize the rocks. Their intent, just by looking at it, I don't have to have conversation with anybody. Pulverize the rocks. Their intent for the rock then to become a base before they come and put or asphalt over it. But it's rainy. So where you think when you come, you're not waiting for dry season, the water going to stay there. When the water stay and you take and put coal tar over it. I told you guys before. Let me just explain that again. So it said they were successful breaking up all that rocks. And then the country said going to put coal tar over it. The water is there. So they say, okay, usually when you put in coal tar is hot. In fact, if you put coal tar down right now, you try to run your car over it, the tire going to melt. No question asked. I've seen it. So the coal tar start heating up the water that is on the ground. And you hear as you put in the coal tar. Unless you're going to tell me that everything gonna vaporize, and which is not. So the water fine raise, okay, hey, my man. If they tell each other, the water talking to each other now, hey, keep it down, let them pour it over. So you pour and roll over it. They see the steam coming up. The water underneath. The water between your new quota and the base you put down. And the worst of all, they got rocks that's sticking out. So even if you try to roll the quota, some of the rock that's sticking out, quota ain't around here. So that rock stick out. Then he tell the rock tell the water, say, don't worry, I will relieve you. They put you in jail, don't worry. So the summertime start coming in Liberia. They finish putting the quota down, the water on there. The water ain't going nowhere because you saw the drainage on the side. That's another thing. Usually when you put ditch down, you put a DI, okay, inlet. You have an opening most of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time you have the opening in the street, facing the street. So the water that comes from the street will go straight into that DI. But what do they have? They ain't no opening in the street. The one I just show you. They got opening on the side. So now they're hoping that when it rains, the water will go around and come to the side. Why are you making yourself look like somebody just coming from Toad Town? Man, I beg you, man. But anyway, so what happened? The water stayed there. Summertime, hot. That rock that they tried to pulverize, they didn't make all of it. Some of them sticking up. Somebody decided, brand new tire, Ryan, as he spin his tire, as he's driving, one of the rubber got threads now. Your tire got threads. Brand new car, brand new tire. I'm just making it ridiculous here. But it will part of the threads get hold of that rock as he turns. The rock comes out of that pavement. The hole is there. You can't even see it. The sun coming up in the summertime. Now the water that on there, try to find a way out now. Oh, there's an opening. All the water start coming to that one spot. And that's it. As soon as the water find opening, they start going around. Just like crack in cement. Just like cracks in cement. The water start coming. Before you look, that little piece of rock that got out, by the time the summer is over, because the water coming into that place is already wet in our area. Then when it rains, the water go back in and come back out. Go back in less than 2 year pothole. Here we go. Okay? You got yourself a pothole. Now, the minister talked about Polar Road. It's a company in South Africa. Okay? They're doing a good job. They're doing good in Ghana. But my question here is, have they done all of the research? Have they gone through and have all of the safety papers to present to the legislature? But the legislature, they know what they're talking about. Man, sounds into a fun place to sit down, man. You come and bring legislature, yeah. Let's leave those people out. Okay, Mr. Toe, I agree. Fine. But anyway, so they come out with all these things. They have not done any kind of serious investigation. But let's see what Samson Toll was saying 6-7 months ago about the same process here. 6-7 months ago. 6-7 months ago. But before that, let me show you Grand Road. I can't hear complain. I'm here to complain. Let me show you Grand Road. These are the kinds of situations they're trying to fix. But you cannot tell me that from Ganta all the way to Maryland, that same application of chemical going to be applied throughout. Then you're defeating the purpose because they are setting place on the road. You don't need that. Not every part of the highway that is messed up. Let's see. Let's look at Grand Road, folks. Samson Toll, LIBERIA Public Radio.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold you again.
Yeah, coming down.
I will come down.
You can't down. Who will go?
Two cars coming now.
Cars coming. Car intervention. I see it's coming down, so they can't put it behind you.
No, they tell us do it fast.
Yeah, do it fast.
Do it fast. Go all man.
Hey man, if you are going to do it, then tell them one more.
No, leave it like there. No, coming far away. No, Baba, wait. No, stop them one. Like it, we will like it, we will. Hey, Kabu.
Just pass it inside. You can't put it in.
We want it locked.
As you can see, this is the hero the boat band talking about. It's the hero that we served last night, and we are still here because of roadblock. No way for people to climb the hill, and we are waiting to change one of the tires in the front because it have no grip. And we have no cable here now with us, trying to look for cable and haul our car from the mud and go all the way.
Huh? Amen. Yeah.
We are now close to Tabeta. Close to Tabeta. It's not easy. Serving hunger and we are still in hunger. The situation like in LIBERIA now is too bad. Getting hard now in the country of LIBERIA, especially the Nigerian. Also, let's see the southeastern. And people from the back too, they are feeding it. They are finding the TV called in LIBERIA. Mark and control people. Yeah. Mark and control people.
You will go. You will go.
I'm going to down there. Well, you have to take the cable from there. Huh? You're taking from there. What do you want to say that? Fuel in a car? The hill is too slippery. And we're getting it hard. Now we are looking for our lesson plate from the front. We cannot find it. So we are still checking from mud to mud. Slippery Hill.
Okay, you got it. You got the gist on this. Yeah, the people you're not going nowhere. First of all, you're going uphill and muddy like that. But one of the things you notice though is as they were walking, you don't see as they go up the hill, the mud becomes a little bit thinner. It's not thick like it is down at the bottom of the hill. Because at the bottom of the hill, that's where you have all of the issues. But because it's raining and the mud, sometimes those are dust. All you need maintenance. They don't do that. So let's go. One of the other things I want to point out here, folks. Let me give praises to my own Granadians brothers. You saw, excuse me. You saw when they stopped playing. You saw that black chicken, and the guy was talking. They have not eaten all day, all night. They ain't touch people food. They ain't touch the people chicken. That's honesty. You haven't eaten all day. You're concentrating on fixing your car. You're hungry. There's a village right there. Chicken coming out. They didn't touch it because they know that was not their property. The patient level in Liberia is just too high for our brothers and sisters to go through these kinds of stuff. To go through these things. They're not necessary. A role like that, even if you don't want to build, you come up with what they call chip and seal. Look it up. Go on Google and say chip and seal. Chip and seal roll, and you'll see it. It's not an asphalt either. It's not asphalt roll, but it's durable. Okay? Now let me show you something else. Way back, when I came back from Liberia sometime last year or so, I brought back some video and I played those videos, but then I said, okay, what are they fixing? What they speak, the video that I'm going to be showing you, and even the company that come from South Africa, what they're trying to achieve, we already have. We already have. They're trying to achieve a dirt that will act like cement. Which one? Is it not clay? Clay can be a problem when it's mixed with water, more water than what it can take. Then it becomes issues. And that's the problem we're fixing. So how do you deal with that? By providing positive drainage so that the water don't even stay on your road. But this road that I just showed you, you saw the ditch in the middle of the road. But everybody, the minister, everybody said I'm in Monrovia. They decided in Monrovia they're going to be doing these little side road. And I'm involved because I've done some design for them. So I know what I'm talking about. I've done some design for public work. I'm not playing with them. Okay? They have these Ghanaians, young Ghanaian kids in Monrovia doing the design. When they design, they hang the road up. On the design aspect, that is. They hang the road up. You can hardly find the center line of the road on their design. When they do survey, they do spot survey. How you do roadway design with a spot survey information? Oh, blue. No. You give me what I'm looking for. You give me the survey so I will know what the ground is doing in that area. The contour of the area will allow me where I want to drain this water. Because the problem of the road is the water. But if you cannot give me a correct survey, then how do I drain out of this road? And so we don't have Liberian surveyors that go out and do serious surveys. I've not seen it. I was there. If there is, I don't know. I've not seen it. Let me show you. When I came back, so I decided, okay, what will be the fix? So way back, now the government listening now, I guess, they're coming up with this kind of idea. But way back, I suggested what they're talking about now. Minister coming out here making all this talk about how Liberian contractor has been costing Liberian people money and all that kind of stuff. Now you know that. Let me show you something when I came back from Monrovia. One of the fixes that I was suggesting, and now they're gonna pick. And you can watch. That's an old video. I came from Monrovia. I was in ship. But that's an old video. That's an old video. Let's watch and see what Samson Toll was suggesting at the time. These are kinds of stuff. If you don't know what you're doing, you get these kinds of things. But if you know, you put up something like this. Samson Toll, LeBron Pablo. Let's listen in.
Okay. Here, you see this machine you're looking at? The truck. They're trying to take the slurry from this truck on your left to the truck on the right. Because the truck on the right is the one that's going to be used to put the slurry down and mix it with the dirt. Here it goes. Look behind the truck. You will see the white stuff. That's the slurry trying to mix up with the dirt. Watch the white lining behind that. They're not pink. That's the slurry. The slurry is mixing in with the dirt. First, they take this machine here, turn the dirt over. Okay, this machine turning the dirt over. Now here's the slurry. You see that white stuff? That's the slurry being mixed into the dirt, just so that they will achieve what we have, a strong base. That's all they're trying to do here. Because that place is not strong. They can't get the kind of compaction they're looking for. So in order to get a stable and good compaction, they have to mix it up. Okay? Now, see here? See that machine? Mixing the dirt with the slurry. Okay? Now here's the other machine. After that machine that makes the dirt, this one really makes the dirt and makes it. Just like you do with corn when you're baking cornbread. How you mix the cornbread, all the nyama thing, and you mix it. This is what they're doing here. This machine mixing and grilling at the same time. Ah, yes. Watch. These are simple stuff. County Development Fund. You can purchase one of those machines easily. Okay. But you see the white stuff on there? As the guy go through, here comes the grader now. And on the side of the grader, there's a great, how do you call it, compaction foot, sheep foot. And they're mixing and also compacting the area. That's the grader in the bike, grading as the other guy. Yes, the other one here. See what this guy's doing? He's also turning it up. So the grader, compact it, turn it back up, and come and do the same thing. Yes, the sheep foot still going. Those of you that asked me to do this, I hope you're staying with me. Okay. So here it goes. Okay. Yes, a grader. Watch the blade. You see this where that blade is. You see how they slope? That's 2%. The blade, the left side of the blade, that will be your crown. From here all the way on top of the asphalt, that will be the crown. Okay, yes, a roller bike there. Okay, the grader is grading, and the guy in the background rolling. What they're trying to do is to achieve exactly what we have. Clay soil. I mean the compaction of a clay soil. They're not gonna get clay soil because this is not clay soil. But you see? Okay. See it? Okay. Now the people over there, they're testing the soil to see if the little machine over there, they call it nuke machine. The machine, you dig a hole about an inch deep and put your pen in it, and then they measure, nutrimeter. They measure the nutrimeter on it, and then it tells them how deep the soil is, how deep the compaction is, and so what do they get the percentage of compaction they're looking for. Because all they're trying to do is to get a firm ground. Get a roller, you're rolling still. Okay. Okay. They're getting ready to pour asphalt down. This is the asphalt. Because if they already achieved the compaction they want, they're going to put the asphalt down. The asphalt, which is maybe 4 inches thick, It's not thick enough. But because you have a strong base, so if you put a 4 inches thick asphalt on it, it will be able to go through. No problem.
Come on, let's do it. We like it like that. Come on, let's do it. We like it like that. Maryland, come on, let's do it. We like it like that.
See, you see the guy rolling, the same rolling machine that he did, that's why he's using for the asphalt.
Let's do it. We like it like that. Come on, let's do it. We like it like that. What's the matter? Come on, let's do it.
So these things are not that difficult. We can do it.
Come on, let's do it. We like it like that. Stop. Come on, let's do it. We like it like that. Master, come on, let's do it. We like it like that. Riverside, come on, let's do it. We like it like that. Woman, come on, let's do it.
Okay, this other machine here, they put in some sort of emulsion over the asphalt to protect the asphalt against the element, the weather element, you know. And they also, if you go, it's called HA5, okay? It's what they put down to protect it, so that at least the asphalt will last a little longer. Because when the asphalt goes on the ground, the dirt, the chemical mix-up between the dirt and the asphalt is a different thing. I'm not going to go into that. But this is what that's for. That protect the asphalt from cracking for a while. It's not that they're going to last forever, but they put that on there so at least it will last for some time. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. I'm on it again tonight because those of you that call me and say you want to see it, I'm just showing you. Okay. Here.
Yes, I love myself. What? Yeah, Sansito. What? They told that man, you know, he said, oh, that man from, you know, I was just looking at him, that was done almost a year ago. I was just looking at it and said, what? You know something else? Oh, let me play the music for you a little bit, my man. Yeah. Don't disrespect me, Samson told the I'm having fun. No, but on a very serious note, that video was done almost a year ago. Okay, and now the minister, they're all excited. Something that we've been telling them ever since. Now they found something in South Africa. But the concern now for me is this. Now, if you're going to do these things are chemical mix-up. Our people are not sophisticated enough to understand the chemical effect some of these things have on human beings. So you need to go in and say, okay, what are the benefits? And be truthful with our people. Be truthful. Because these things usually will end up in the water, drinking water. Drinking water, because the chemical is going to be mixed with the dirt. So if they're going to be doing that, you have to be truthful. Bring out the information. Let me show you. This is a company, I told you, come from South Africa. This company is from South Africa, folks. And they're doing good in Ghana. I've done research on them. They're doing good in Ghana. The Ghanaians love this. And one of the good things about this company, that from what I've seen in Ghana, they show you and then they let you do it by you employing your own people. I'm not too sure if these people would, if the Montreal people would do that. But in Ghana, the video then that I've been watching the last 2 days in Ghana, women are all involved in the road construction. So people are being employed. But that's fine. But however, what are the chemical mix-up? That you tell the people, don't hide anything. Let me show you the South Africa video now. The video from South Africa is what exactly they're trying to achieve, the end result. I will show you that. Then I will show you one other video. Then I can take a comment. Let's watch this. It's a very short video. What I just show you, they've done that, and then they called it this whole process soil stabilization, to stabilize the soil. Okay? I don't say harmonize. They're not harmonizing those. Samson told you killing me. No, but on a very serious note, the intent here is this. you have bad soil. Okay, the area you do whatever you can, you're still not getting it. Then you apply these kinds of stuff, because what this thing would do would give you some sort of a solid soil. But what South African, this company is doing, not only they do it for the base, but they do it and bring all of that stuff up to the top, and then they build it. But let me play the video for you to see what they're talking about. Sam Sinto, LIBERIA Public Radio.
There goes the vehicle. We can see no dust on our section of the road. No dust. It's going to hit the section just now. There we go on the normal road, and you see the dust. Now the dust is equivalent to mud after rain. As you see, it's making dust on the normal road. Of course, when it rains, you see the mud, and on this road it is solid. And this road now is exactly 1 day old. We made it yesterday, so it's still busy curing, but all good. And sorry, I need to turn back again. There you can see the vehicle coming with the dust behind it, and there it hits our section. Look at the dust, and there the dust stops, and the vehicle is coming past without any dust behind it. And there's dust again off our section at the end. So, speaks for itself. There goes the vehicle.
So there you have it. They're doing good. Of course, in South Africa they do that, and so I'm sure the South African themselves have taken into consideration the good and bad of this type of road construction. And then the thing I like about this, it's not that I don't like it. The thing I like about this is that it saves money. That's understandable. But my main thing is those who are involved should make sure to divulge the information to the Liberian people. What are the chemicals? What is the side effect of these chemicals? Don't just put it down there and then hope that everything will be well. Why, if other people can't take, their system can't take that? Okay, but that's good. That's good. I read everything. I read most of the stuff, and there's nothing there that. But every chemical have side effect. There's no question. But I've not seen any kind of bad side to say, oh, this causing a lot of disease and things like that. Maybe 10, 20, 30 years from now, maybe they'll come up with something. I don't know, but I've not seen that yet. So right now, let me now play you the other video, then I'll open my line up. Let me now play the other video. Now this video will go for maybe, I think, 5 minutes or so. But it now going to go into details. And these are some of the things that I've been saying here. Okay? They will tell you the importance of soil stabilization. If you have bad roads, you stabilize the soil, you're fine. But in the process, listen to this guy that's going to be telling us how much emphasis he's going to place on compaction. Compaction. If you cannot compact the dirt, you got nothing. Because what's the essence of raw? What utilize the facility as far as road is concerned? It's car. The car has weight. And the weight of this car they're constant. They're moving constantly. So you have to make the segment of the road that you want these people to use, you have to build it, first of all, based on the weight. And there's process involved. There are calculations involved. There are formulas involved that will tell you, okay, based on this kind of weight we're going to be using. First thing you go, before you do the thing, you say, how many cars that the road will use within the next 10, 15, 20 years? You do the estimate. Among these cars that I had the estimate, how many of them going to be taxi or a small car? You have that amount. Among these cars that I have, how many of them going to be trucks? You calculate that. And there's formulas and there's the calculation. How many of them going to be school buses? And all of those things, because they all have different weights. Here in the United States, most of the roads are built based on military usage. That's it. So there is nothing more than that. But anyhow, they let you use those things so that you will know that based on this weight of this truck, based on this of this truck, what is the most damaging weight truck we have in Liberia? The people that carry logs from one section of the country to another. But when we're building these roads, we don't take those things into consideration. You don't want to build a road and they look good. That's fine. But what if you start using these trucks on this road and the road cannot take them? The road going to be damaged. And the lifespan of the road might not even be what they're designed for. Because you didn't take into consideration that you're going to be putting heavy weight on this. Just like anything else. Okay? It's just like human being. If you put on more weight, look at me now. I'm 560 pounds. You think I can carry that kind of weight around? No, it's difficult. So I've reduced myself to 215. So I can carry that one. It's still heavy, but I can carry that one. You see what the point? You see the point I'm making? Just that the road, any road you have, even the bridges and stuff, they're concrete, but they are built to take certain load. They're different type of load. They got wind load, they got live load, they got dead load, snow load. But in Liberia, most likely we're going to be dealing with two: live, dead. That's it. Yeah, you can count wind, but how many times wind blow bridges apart? When you're doing your design, you're not going to take into consideration, unless you want to be too conservative, then you can put wind load on those kinds of stuff. But you got no snow over there. Okay? But those are the kinds of stuff you have to take into consideration. And the most important thing is this. I say again, the base. Just like, what people say, even when you're speaking, we're going to have, they just literally saying, we're going to have a nice foundation. You're building a house. If you don't have good foundation, it's not going nowhere. But if you have good foundation, even if you have settlement, which we do most of the time in Liberia, if you have settlement, the foundation going to be able to, if you design the foundation correctly, you put steel in the steel that will be flexible enough to be able to go along with the settlement. You will have crack in your house, but it's not going to be that bad. There's a place over there where my sister lived over there in going towards Suffering. There's a lady built her house, brand new house. I went over there, and the house is coming apart. Literally splitting from one section to another because the foundation of the other side has settled so much that it's taking the side of the house away from the other one. How do you fix that? I'm not going to tell you. I'll keep it secret. No. Seriously. There are ways, when you get flat tire, right? You put jack on it and you jack it. You can jack up a foundation. A foundation can be jacked up. But the base, where the jack gonna stay, must be stable. And you can bring that building right back to where it is. After that, you put soil nail in between the tiers. Because soil nail. It was in you clack, you put it in there. Why am I going too much engineering here tonight? It sounds into you know nothing. Why are you coming on with all these things there, man? Don't waste the people's time, man. Okay, but anyway, let me play you this video. On a very serious note, some of us spend time. We study these things. They're very necessary. Okay? So, but sometimes we come out here, all we talk is politics. The person they now see the money again. The other $16 million lost. When we will get our money, We don't have time to come and talk about these important things that get society going. If you don't, the road I just show you here, road going to Grand there. You think people food to come go grow pepper and things like that in Grand there? They grow pepper, they won't eat Grand there. They won't grow pepper they can eat. They're not going to be able to grow and so they can go sell. What they can sell it? What they roll? How you would take, you go fishing, all the dry fish and things you get, how you would go sell them? The good market in Ganta, you want to go sell. Good market in Zwadru, you want no road. Then you want the people to come go make big farm. They can't sell their rice. No truck to take no kind of thing to market. Hey, my people, why you can't think small? Yeah, man. Yeah. Anyway. Let me just play you the video now that explain a little bit more into details. Now, I want you to pay attention to they have the one yellow round stuff, okay? They call it safe. The safe separate soil. Okay, for example, the road that I just showed you in the summertime, they come and say, okay, let's do soil analysis. And say, okay, what kind of soil makers we have here? What is it? Is it all rocks? Is it all sand? Is it all clay? So they do the safe analysis. Based on that, they can determine what soil is in that area. Based on the soil makeup of that area, they will go into the laboratory and try to bring about design that would be suitable for that particular area. So the minister just say, oh, we happy. One of the things that I'm not really happy with him, blanketing everything here. Instead of him to explain, you explain to people, tell them what's happening, they will be part of the process. But you don't explain to anybody. Tomorrow they go see the road. How the road is made, what are the processes involved. They say, but the road to the military hospital is fine. Why I can't put the same road here? Forgetting to know that perhaps it might not be suitable on this other side. But if you explain to the community, then they will not bother you. Amen. Yeah, man. Explanation. It ain't cost no money. That one of the things I keep saying about this government, the popularity, until now, the popularity of Dr. Weah is going downhill. There's no question. And that one of the reasons why Costa keep giving them hard time. Costa keep giving these people hard time. Number one, the poor people who don't know how to do something, not that they're not educated, that's not what I'm talking about, but they mismatch with jobs. So when they make these kind of mistakes, Costa pick it up. And the boy can't talk. And the young man can't explain. And then when he start laughing, people start laughing at you. Dr. Weah is popular. Use his popularity to the advantage of CDC, my people. What part you don't understand? You take Dr. Weah. This kind of new company that coming up, take Dr. Weah to the community. Let him explain. Because the community obviously going to be the end user of this product. They need to know what this product is. Not everything. They don't need to know that they make design, all that kind of stuff, but what is the end result? Since they're going to be the end user, they should know what's happening. The hospital, the place that are going to test this thing here, the people in our community need to be invited so they can see with their own eyeball that you're not eating their money. What part of it you don't understand? Now, yes, there's another thing here. The minister now go out and announce to the whole world that in the government LIBERIA going to pay 40%. And then tomorrow you say you can get money. They say, but wait a minute, you put a road down. The people paying 60%. Forgetting to know that the 60% they paying, the donation come from somewhere else. You think people stupid to give you 60% of $424,000? To get, who are you? You their brother to give you 60%? But the money coming from somewhere else. People need to explain that. You explain to the community, this job we're putting down, the people are going to pay 60%. We're going to pay 40%. But the 60% coming from somewhere else. Where is that 60% coming from? You explain it. Let the people understand. Once there's the understanding of something, they will always cherish that. But you tell them, oh, government pay 40%, okay. Then time comes tomorrow, they can't get paid. He said, but what money? He said, but we build road. What do you mean you build road? 40%. And you say you build road, what happened to the 60%? We want our money. Then they say you're stealing money. Then you start explaining, I steal no money. But because you failed from the beginning to explain exactly what is happening. Yeah, man. I will be president next time. Next time? What is next time? No, folks, I'm just making some fun. But on a very serious note, if you, instead of going around, Honorable Eugene Falcon going around finding enemy of the state, Eugene Falcon know how to talk. He can talk, he talk well. You educate him on this process. Eugene Falcon, how long you will take to show Eugene Falcon? You just show him, he pick it up like that. And let him explain to the young, because when Eugene Falcon pick up his stuff, people go on there. The more information you give to the people, honest information you give to the people, you relieve yourself of future problem. But if people don't know anything, you're not telling them anything except funny enemy of the state, then Costa come and fill in the gap. Costa said the president wearing what? $1,000 shoes? You think Assassin too are in the information business for this government, and they say president wearing $1,000 shoes? You think I will close? I will let Costa show close? I will be the guest on Costa show with Dr. Weir shoes. 2 pairs of shoes I will get from the store. And if you say no, I say okay. Then bring camera. We'll go to a closet because each of these shoes have names. Now show me which one of these shoes that cost $1,000, $2,000, $1,500. Show me. They don't do that. They don't do that. So Costa filled in the gap. And people they're hungry. Why would nobody want to believe him? Look at the situation today. Water and sewer people, they haven't gotten paid in five months. But when Dr. Weir was going to out of country the other day, look how many people he took. The people not stupid. They know when you're traveling, it costs money. So Costa comes, hello, my people, look at the amount of people carrying, the men carrying. Look at the hotel they're sleeping in. Then the people who are hungry, you think they will lay down, they believe it. Then you start having problems. Then you want to say you want arresting. You arrest that man that you're making it worse. The best way to deal with Costa, engage. And let Costa be part of the process. In fact, I would be ridiculous to say Costa must be invited on some of these trips. Turn it around. Let Costa now becomes like a reporter for you. And people, once you start losing the trust of the Liberian people, start winning down, you got issues. You got issues. Look at the other the road business I'm talking here tonight. The minister, instead of welcoming these people from South Africa, first thing he started doing, started blaming the Liberian contractors for costing Liberian people money. Where were he? Where were he when we were here? Where were he? That now you know Liberian contractors. These are people that have sacrificed for that country. The contractors of that country in Liberia. Most of the time they flip their own money. Then time comes for you to pay. You don't pay on time either. They can find money to pay for their employees. They can find money to get gas for the equipment. Then when time comes to get paid, they're not getting paid on time. And you expect the economy to move forward. How is it going to move? The people give you the money for a project. Then you say, okay, We're looking for a contractor, but the contractor must have the ability to self-finance, and then we'll reimburse that person. It's okay. $2 million, yeah, well, okay, I'll do it. You not spend over $1.5 million now. He comes to you for $1.5 million, giving you all the invoices and things. And he says, oh, but government got money right now. How is he supposed to continue with the project? And how is he supposed to pay his employees? They see employees that when he use that money and pay, the money go back into the country and the money come to you. But what do you prefer to do? You prefer to use Lebanese company, and they take the money and take it to Lebanon. There's nothing you can do about that. Their money. Those are the kinds of stuff we continue to say. Nobody is talking against anybody. If the government of the Republic of Liberia fail, we all fail. We will suffer. Now you're bringing South African company to Liberia. We appreciate that. I seriously appreciate that. But the process must be explained to people. Because the more people know about the process, the more they will understand that you're not eating their money. And once somebody don't have trust for you, you go up and count down. They don't got, and you know the rumor in Liberia. Oh, and the person they bring the South African. Yeah, but of course, why you can't bring South African? The man don't matter, but they already in some kind of deal with the South African company, man. You think that South African company will look at you and say, give 60%? Ah, big air. That's 60%. They are eating it. You see where I'm going with this thing? Because you have not told the people exactly what is happening. And the people, some of them can read. They go on the company website. And on the company website, they tell you how they finance these projects. There's a clear statement on the company website how these projects are financed in the developing country. Liberia is no exception. And then you're going to come like people giving you 60% free. Then you're not being genuine. You're not being truthful. Then the people tomorrow, when some of them can read, because they can read. You go on, oh, any person that's 60%, but look, oh, there's what? Then you come out with the information where you're getting your money from. Okay? So, anyway, thank you. Like I said, tonight is engineering. I'm not talking finance. I'm talking engineering. So I'm not taking back seat to nobody here. They want to help out in my area. So I'm not taking back seat to nobody. You want to bring it on, bring it on. Ask me a question, bring it on. I was talking about finance and Samuel 12, I can eat my tongue a little bit because I don't know much in that area. You know, but the area, that's my area. You can't do nothing about Bloku. You can't touch me in the area. I say so. Let me show you this other video now. This guy going to tell us, I want you to pay close attention to a few things. They say safe analysis. What is a safe? Okay, let me put it in total English. Safe analysis. You know when you mark cooking palmada, you remember they had that round looking thing. They squeeze the palmada in there. Then when they do they knock it. Then but it keeps the stuff they don't want to go in the palmada. And they call it safe. And you know, what's the name of that? The brown doma. Sounds into you killing me, brown doma. Deeper. Folks, I know people are gonna run away from us. We're gonna like, bro, man, you know, deeper. Sorry, deeper. But anyway, you know, when you take the cassava and they grade it, right? The brown cassava, they grade it. And they put in that stuff, or something they pound in a mother, and they put in that stuff and beat it, and they save the stuff. What they're doing is the same process with the soil. They're separating. And they got numbers. Numbers based on the opening of the safe. The bigger size, all of the bigger rock than this size of this opening, they stay. They're not going anywhere. Then all the one that go through that stuff, they go to the next one. And then they go on until they reach to the area where it produces only powder. That would be like a 200 safe. Samson told LeBron Public. Let me play this video, folks. I'm enjoying myself on a Friday afternoon. I think I pick a correct subject matter this evening on a Friday afternoon where I don't have to rush myself. And my kids, they know that dad's working. Samson to LeBron Public Radio. Let me play this video for you. And then I will open a line, and then perhaps we'll call and have a question. Samson to let's listen.
In our laboratory, we're taking the different types of soils that we'll be working with on site, and we'll be basically making the same product in the laboratory, testing its strength, all of its different properties to optimize our results. And then once we decide what's an optimal result we're looking for, then we use those application rates, and then we repeat that in the field on a larger scale.
Once the correct project-specific admixture is verified in the lab, the field application can begin. SoilWorks Chairman and CEO Chad Falkenberg explains the goal of today's application.
Today what we're doing is we're road building. We're using our SoilTac product where we're mixing it into the ground about 6 inches deep to provide a solid, stable base for people to drive on that's stable in all sorts of weather. What that's going to do is it's going to harden the ground and allow us to create a very hard, stable road so that they don't fall apart when it's too wet out and they don't turn too dusty when it's dry.
The first step in the field process is to fill the computerized distributor trucks with water and then top them off with the SoilTac concentrate based on the lab admixture optimization results. Recirculating pumps are used to ensure a uniform SoilTac dilution inside the tanks. Multiple computerized distributor trucks are filled with SoilTac dilution to streamline the procedure. The trucks filled with the SoilTac dilution are then secured directly to a specialized road reclaimer. At this point, the SoilTac dilution is pumped through the reclaimer and it is injected into the soil over a large milling head. As you can see, the 800 horsepower four-wheel drive reclaimer has a large 8-foot wide, 4-foot tall milling head that is made up of over 200 individual hardened tungsten carbide teeth. This allows the reclaimer to chew through the soil while injecting the SoilTac dilution with ease at an average of 50 feet per minute. The result is perfectly uniform soil and SoilTac blend at optimum moisture levels.
One of the most important things that you can look for here on these types of projects in road building when you're working with native soils is making sure that you're achieving optimum moisture. If the ground is too dry, it will not compact. If it's too wet, you're going to create mud. So our goal is really to achieve optimum moisture.
In order to make sure that optimum moisture is being achieved, the crew takes speedy moisture tests throughout the project. A precise amount of soil and chemical reagent is measured and then shaken to create pressure. The pressure gauge gives a reading of the moisture content in the soil.
We've taken our speedy moisture reading, and so what we're looking for is taking a sample of the soil, squeezing it in our hand, and making sure that we can create a nice tight ball. The more that we squeeze this, the denser and denser that this should get, so that when we go to compact the road, it gets tighter and tighter and harder. Had this been too wet, we would find that as we squeeze it, it would squeeze through our fingers and it would we could play with it like clay. Or if it were too dry and we were below optimum, you'd find that this would just crumble in your hands and we wouldn't be able to form a nice tight ball. So what we're looking at here is good, and this just confirms by looking at it in the field that it matches our data from the speedy moisture. We have indeed achieved optimum moisture, and this is ready for shaping and compacting.
The first step of the compacting is the sheep's foot compactor.
What a sheep's foot does is it has like a bunch of spiked feet in it, and what that's doing is it's basically kneading the soil rather than just vibrating or pushing down on it. It's kneading it like clay, because clays compact much better by kneading them rather than vibrating them or just simply compressing them. So we use a sheep's foot on a project like this, and what you're left with is the sheep's feet will go into the ground, and then as you continue to roll over it with multiple passes, those feet will stop going into the ground and they'll start sitting on top of the ground. And that's when you know you've kneaded the ground enough and you know you're getting compaction, because those feet aren't going into the ground, they're sitting on top of it. We've made 2 passes with the sheep's foot. We're going to follow up behind that with a road grader. The road grader is going to be doing his rough grade to shape the road so we have a crown on the road, so that when the rain comes, the water's coming on the road and it's coming off into the ditch where it belongs rather than staying on the road and destabilizing the base.
Next, we bring in the pneumatic rubber tire compactors. These 9 independent rubber tire rollers prevent soil from sticking to the compactor while finding any soft spots or problem areas and compacting them. After the initial compaction with the pneumatic compactors, it's time for the large 10 to 20 ton vibratory steel drum.
What we're doing there, we're vibrating the ground, we're putting a lot of force into compacting the ground, and it's a nice large steel drum that allows us to get a nice smooth surface so that when you're driving down the road, everything is nice and even and you don't feel any corrugation on the surface.
After the soil is compacted with the steel drum, it's time for the final grading. The blade fans out the remaining soil to create the perfect smooth crown to the road, followed with the final surface compaction using the steel drum compactor. Up next is the finishing touch, a topical seal coat of the SoilTech product. SoilWorks' computerized distributor truck will spray a uniform surface seal over the top of the SoilTech stabilized road.
Our goal with the topical seal coat of the SoilTech over the top of the stabilized base is really twofold. One is we're helping control the dust. We're creating a surface crust that's dust-free, but we're also sealing that ground so that when the rains come, that water's going off the crown of the road and into the ditch where the water belongs, not into the ground and destabilizing that road and creating those ruts and potholes.
In just a matter of minutes, the SoilTech dries clear, revealing the natural beauty of a native soil stabilized road.
Now the polymer itself is going to continue to cure similar to like cement over about a 28-day period. So even though we're opening this up to traffic in a matter of hours, it's going to continue to get harder and harder and harder over about a month's period.
In just one day, a stabilized road is created and ready for traffic using the SoilTech product.
In our laboratory, we're taking the different types of soils that we'll be working with on site, and we'll be basically making the same product in the laboratory, testing its strength, all of its different properties to optimize our results. And then once we decide what's an optimal...
There you have it, Sam Cinto. Folks, I'm now going to go ahead and open the line up. And before I do that, let me see if I can see if I still connected to my whatchamacallit here. Okay, we're still connected. Give me a call, Sam Cinto, Liberian Public Radio. We will now go into. Let me go ahead and put the numbers up there. That's the number. Give me a call. And folks, all of these things that I've been talking about here tonight, they're not that far removed. These are not things that you say, oh, I've never heard of this thing before, I have not seen it before, or what have you. I know most of you most likely don't, you're not into construction, that's fine. But my point here is this, that the more the government try to explain to our people, you don't necessarily, you go on Google nowadays, you can get any information, especially this. You put a beautiful video together. And have one of the things that I love about Liberia now, they have all of these communities have community leaders. And you put 4 or 5 community leaders, in that area together and say, okay, get your people around, let's watch some video. And you watch the video, just like I just showed you. You don't have to talk much. But the intent is so that the people will know where this money going. So that the people, because now the minister just told us that they're going to reduce the cost from $1 million now to $424,000. Okay? So now, with that kinds of reduction, tell me if I'm not making sense, folks. With that kinds of reduction, without you giving the Liberian people the actual explanation that you have a reduction, the next thing you start building houses. People say, oh, yeah, of course. Well, they will not build houses. Look at the extra money the minister didn't get. But when you explain to them, and you also explain to the people where the extra money not going to be going. Instead of $1 million, now we're paying 400 and some, so the 500 and some more $1 million, the 500 and some more $1,000, going to go to school now. You have to make the Liberian people part of the process. You can't do this thing in isolation. You will always have issues. And I bet you these young men that are helping with the water and sewer operation thing, I bet you they're not that crook anyway. But because they have nobody to explain to the workers exactly what is happening. Now the workers themselves, they're not stupid. They know quite recently there's an issue about the teacher pay. They know quite recently, they've been reading how difficult it is for people to get money in Liberia. So they're not stupid. But they need to be explained. These things you can explain to them. The budget is there, but we have not gotten our money from the Ministry of Finance. And as soon as we do that, we'll make sure you guys get paid. You must have them to trust you. They must trust you. Once they trust you, whatever you said, they believe it. And the trust can only come about by you getting with them. And not try to separate yourself from them because you're minister or because you're here and there. You're Liberians. And most of the ministers nowadays, some of them grew up in the countryside just like me. Some of them grew up in the street of Monrovia just like me. Out of a certain now, you want to separate yourself from these people because you got money. So whenever anybody come around and fill in the gap that you're not telling them, they say the people eating money, they believe it. And that's the point that I'm trying to make here tonight. Give me a call, 916-533-2048. I've been here now for more than 2 hours, so I'm not going to be here any longer. But I just want people to know why I think we need to actually, one of the things that the government killing us, man. Somebody was on my show here the other day and said the people who are supposed to be the consumer of the news are now the people who are producing the news. You got so many radio stations in Monrovia. You got so many people going on live in Monrovia on their phone. What's stopping the government from doing the same thing? Have you seen Dallas Dillon's show lately? He's doing well. He allowed people to question him. And if you're like, hey, my man, you're talking too much, bye, he cut you off. But he's coming on. So right now, you see, that's why the new car couldn't get stuck on him. Because he's in the eyes of the people. It was not sticking. People try all their best to stick the new car. All the enemies say you were not going to take new car, you get new car now. You're not talking about it again lately. No, it's not affecting him. Because he's on live almost all the time. So they tend to believe him now more than they would believe the government. And the government, the point that I don't like about this government is the fact that they go around finding enemy of the state. Man, yeah, man. I wish they would do something better. Samson told Liberian Public Radio, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Hi, Mr. Kulu. My name is Koto Jala, calling from New York.
Thank you very much for calling in, man. We appreciate it on Liberian Public Radio. Welcome. What's on your mind, man?
Yes, this is the program, right, that you were talking on the road project, right? Am I right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, I highly appreciate the time you took, your honorable time explaining just, I don't know how long you had to explain this program, but for the short one, I really enjoy you explaining, about how the project is. And for a question, where is this project ongoing? Can you let me know, please?
This is the government of Liberia have had not quite a contract yet, but they're going to bring South African company. They call it Polar Roll. You see, in South Africa, they're gonna come to Liberia and build they're building a new hospital. I think the new hospital for the military hospital they're building, and they want to use the technique to build a road that comes from the main road to the hospital as a test project.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. It's like you already said, it's always good to educate the people as to what you are going to do in their communities. And we have like the superintendents, for these various counties. The superintendents should be involved in, like you already said, with community leaders, like what is going on into their communities. But we have projects ongoing, you will just see things ongoing, and somebody come like that and attach a cost to a project and just come into name a project and just attach a cost to it without, the people aware of what's going on. It rings louder or it raises eyebrows.
Yeah.
And I see this is just a continuing thing. We continue to talk about it and nothing going on and nothing is said about it. So what is the unheard thing? It's like if I'm just talking and nobody coming, to respond to what I'm saying, it means silent me consent. Like you already say, if Costa comes out and says something and nobody comes to make any clarity on it, it means what Costa is saying is the right thing.
Exactly.
Because if you have information and come and display the information, give the people the information, what else would somebody have to even tell the people? Before anybody can get the information, the people have already heard what it is. What will be the news now that the people will hear? So I don't know what the public service is doing. I don't know, they call it the PRO, right? Public Relations Officers. Informations are not given. You want certain information, you go on the website, and we are in the developmental system now where technology is above everything. This information should be displayed, even if, is displayed. People who will at least understand will be able to explain to the layman down there to be able to understand what you are saying there. But information are not displayed, and then clarity are not made to the information that is received by the government. So this is causing serious problem for us. I had a problem the other day. I went to see my doctor, and we were making some discovery to see what the disease is and what part of your country. The people were asking me. We went on the website, and brother, we could not find one information concerning the medical activities within Liberia for the past almost 2 years or 3 years. It was so saddening to me. And this is a situation we have continuously. And this is something we have to continue to live according to the standard of other countries in our surrounding area. If they can go in Ghana and get information and go to Sierra Leone and get information on Sierra Leone and Ghana, why not Liberia? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. And this is what I have problem with. If the information is not disseminated, it's just not known.
Right.
You can do the $1 million project. You can do whatever project. The people don't know what you are doing. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what it is. And I know it's a project that it is very good to undertake such a project. But pretty tell me, you have hospitals right now that do not even have medications, that you cannot even pay the staff for those hospitals right now. Pretty time, is it necessary now to build a new hospital right now that you cannot even accommodate or maintain the ones that are available? For me, it's not necessary now. It's not a necessity right now. How many military men do you have? How many that you going to set aside a hospital and undertaking that project when that money could have been diverted into the various one that you have? We have JFK, we have Island Clinic, we have this other hospitals. I mean, in all of the communities, we have at least we have a public clinic or something in these communities that could have been well equipped for these people and set up, I think, an office there or set up a department there within the institution just for the military. That could make a lot of sense than going to undertake that huge project for just less amount of people. We undertake projects. They are looking at the demographic of that project. You look at the demographic. How many persons? Yes, that's how we look at the undertaking of a project. But just few the amount of people you go and undertake a project where how many person benefiting. You look at all of these things. So I want to thank you so much for taking your time. But like you said, if you were working with God, I would if I had a way, I would say, can I recommend this man to be a PRO or some, information man than the one that you have there that cannot even explain? I'm telling you, they get that the Bible every day. You don't even get questions and they ask them, they will never interpret. They won't even answer the question correctly.
Thank you.
So Mr. Toh, I want to thank you so much. Again, my name is Koto Jala, and I want to thank you so much. I wish you could have more of this.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Give us a call here, 916-533-2048. Folks, and that's somebody posted something here that this project started by last Monday. Well, that's something exactly what I'm talking about. Last Monday, I'm just reading something about it here. And the article that I'm reading here also came from last week anyway. So nobody's out there giving us that. You go on public website right now, you're probably most likely not going to find that. So how do we get these type of information to our people so that they will be able to understand what the government is doing? Samson told LeBron Public Radio, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Good evening, Mr. Toh. My name is Hamilton Tapper, calling from Philadelphia, USA.
Thank you very much for joining us. What's on your mind, sir?
So the first thing I want to talk about, it has to do with the government ability to inform the Grand people about so many projects they want to do. But one of the things that I want to talk about, Mr. Toh, most of in Liberia, for some reason, they're against this government. Some of the things that you talk about today, if you look in the newspaper, you won't find it. The government are not taking those projects in Liberia. But for some reason, they're not reporting those things. They're only looking for bad news. Things that will make this government to look ugly. And it's very unfortunate that, independent press that should be independent, trying to find news that is not in the favor of the government, but in their own favor, but to make the government look ugly. But on the other hand, the government herself needs to get out there to the people that brought them to power. The ministers sitting down in the office will not cut it off. They need to get to the people. Let me explain the policy. They put it into place that will benefit the people. What are they doing? That will benefit the people, that will change the people's life. That they will be able to interact with the press. Whatever the press posts in the newspaper or on the radio that is not true. If they go into a very community to educate the people, to inform the people, then the people will begin to blame the government and start going against the press. But if the press reports something, whether it is true or it's not true, and the government just sitting down there, the people will believe it. So they got to do something about it. My sister that just called us that said that it would have been better the government put the money they spent on the military hospital, put it into other hospital. So, since 1847, this is the first time for us to even discuss about the military having a hospital. I understand that some of the hospitals in Liberia are underfunded. I understand that some of the hospitals in Liberia need so many equipment, but I think it's good that the military have their own hospital. As we speak, the military is overseas serving their first international mission in Mali. I think last year we lost one of our soldiers in Mali. So all these things can boost the military morale. And for them to have their own hospital where when they sustain injury, they will be able to be taken to the hospital to be treated. I think it's good. So why is the government struggling to receive support from international community or to generate funds or revenue? But they are eager to do things. But the government need to get it together because they need to inform their people. They need to inform their people. The president needs to get out there. When you were running for presidency, you went from community to community. Telling the people what you are going to do. Now you're president. Some of the stuff that you know that is not your fault that you sent it down on it because you think you don't want to hear from me like that. That's what will believe you. If you don't get out there to tell the people what's going on, the problem that you're facing, things that you know you did not do, that you made on the books, the people need to be informed so they can't blame you. But if you just sitting there and don't do anything about it, or not telling the people, then of course, the blame will go on you. So thank you very much, Mr. Tom, for this kind of a program. And I really appreciate your deliberation and your education, telling the people what's taking place and giving advice to the president. That's a very good thing. This is the thing we need to do. Instead of people saying, oh, let get in the street, let remove the president from power because of economic crisis. That's not the right thing to do. Yes, Article 1 gives citizens the right to petition their government. But there's no way in a constitution that tells something that you should get in the street and tell your government that you need power. Okay, if we get in the street and tell the government that you need power, and the government says they can't need power, why is it we're trying to do again? We're trying to go back to 1990 or 1989? Is that what we're trying to do? Because if you tell the president to leave power, the president says he's not leaving power, then why next? So we can't go that route. Liberians suffering, yes. Okay. And we all got to understand that in this country, Mr. Joe, 2008, we have economic crisis. People lose their home. Some people lose their savings. Look at the way America is developed. 24/7 electricity. Who can it take? Who university? It took Obama 4 years to turn the economy around. Obama put nearly about $800 billion into the economy. $80 billion in the banking sector. But it took him 4 years. Look at Liberia. The metro office, $154 million in foreign reserve. What can I do? Where would the money come from to put money into the economy for the economy to turn around? But people not seeing this thing. Right. Everybody's seeing the energy administration was better. I agree. Right. Because we had when energy was in power, we had about 15,000 army troops. Energy was receiving $300 million of foreign direct support to monetary support. All that money went out of the economy. That's why the government is struggling. But we're not seeing it. Everything is just. The people that want to get in the street, here's my question to them. If you remove Nigeria from power December 31st, where is the authority? Who are you bringing to solve the economic problem within 2 days' time, or within 2 months' time, or within 3 months' time? Thank you very much, Mr. Tom, for the program.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate it. Again, folks, this is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. I know things that emotion can be high on these type of issues. Basically, I too do not support the brothers and sisters that intended to go out in the street. I don't support that. However, it is their constitutional right. As long as they do not infringe on other people's rights, they can go in the street. But once again, these are kinds of things that instead of the government looking for enemy of the state, just like I stated before during the of June 7th, the government should be ahead of these kinds of stuff, find out exactly what these people want, why do they want to demonstrate, and they will tell you. But if you do not engage and you want to confront, then we have issues. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, what's your name, where you're calling from, what's on your mind?
Mr. Samson told my Minister of Public Works.
That's one of the reasons why I want to do this here. Go ahead.
Mr. Toll. Sometimes we talk
talk. But if the facts are there, someone no expected President Weah to perform miracle. Nobody, honestly speaking. But there are things you can do that people say, oh yes, the man is trying. You know, people want to Obama to like Obama the economic measure to like that. There's no comparison. We do not have the resources, the money to infuse into the economy when there's a problem. But what we can do as people is to be honest and create avenue that people will invest in the country. But when those things are lacking, I don't care what you do, the country will not move forward. We have 25 million that was taken. It's on tape. The Minister of Finance, Liberia, said he took the money to Westman and New Kutan. It's on tape. He said he did outside of the banking system. 16 billion came. Report came up pointing out to the Ministry of Finance and National Bank. Nobody had been held accountable. Today, someone call Liberia every day. Today, there's no money. The question I asked for, okay, the new money that was infused, the Liberian dollar that came into the country, where is this money today that people go into the bank, they can't get it? There's no Liberian dollar on the market today. People go to the bank, they come back, they say that they money, Liberian message, they money that they give it to people. Where is this money? This money is not legal tenancy in Guinea. It's not legal tenancy in Sierra Leone. In the Africans, no. So who are the people that are holding this money? And you see, Mr. Tu, there's a problem vacuum in Liberia right now.
Well, let me push back on this a little bit. Not that I'm defending the government, but if you say the money, you don't know what the money is. So what if somebody or certain group of Liberians just decide to sit on that money, not bringing it for the government to use? And now the government doesn't have the money, and the people are just sitting on the money. Specifically, just to punish the government. Is it not possible?
Oh no, Mr. To. Good question. Who control the central bank? Who control the commercial banks? It's the central bank. Now, how the central bank was giving this money to the commercial banks? Assessing today. Why the central bank cannot call the commercial bank and say, well, look at your books. What happened? Why you are recording all the money, who you are giving it to? What the business was ordering the goods? How they order the goods? You cannot tell me, I said the same thing, you cannot tell me that my million dollars I got the money. No. Now, if the Lebanese man, let us know, if the business are holding the money, how they going to order the goods? They have the overhead expenses to pay every month. So where is the goods coming from? If they're holding the money, how are they ordering goods? How are they paying the expenses?
But what would be the benefit for the government? What would be the benefit for the government to sit on that money? What do you think would be the benefit for the government? If the government officials and other people are sitting on the money, what would be the benefit for them? Except to create problem for themselves, isn't it?
That would be one. But here's another argument I make. This money was the money in the country. If at all, let the government make it clear to the people that, look, this is XYZ. We don't know where this money. And here's our book. But when they call the Minister of Finance, so they kept it to explain. He carried a graph, and the people say, hey, we can't honestly say you gotta go come back. So the question here is, in the space of 2-3 months, how the money just disappear from the bank? I said, that money did not go. They cannot tell you. The bank cannot come and say we send 25,000 to Maryland. We send 100,000 or 1 million to Sando. We send 200 million to Grand Gita. We send 3 million to Lufa. The bank has not come out to say that.
Okay. All right, my brother.
So,
I think.
but the right issue I want to touch on is this thing that breeding in Moreover. And I said that I want the government to come to condemn this thing. This general, they call General Power, talking about funding the crew defense force.
No,
on national radio.
Myself, if I crew defense force, myself, I'm going to find Granger defense force, and Nimba can find Nimba defense force. Before you look, we all got our defense forces. I mean, that was that.
This is a serious thing. We don't want to go back to these dark days again. This man worked in the government. This man was one of the guy who was in front of the police when they were raiding Henry Costa radio station. And if this man can make that kind of statement, I expect the Minister of Information or the President office to come down with a strong condemnation that at this time this is not what we need in Liberia. But I'm still waiting to see what the government is going to say about it.
Well, yeah, thank you, my brother. I saw that story, but I thought I really don't want to participate in that kind of conversation because I think Liberia right now, anybody that you start foolishness in that place, you will not know how you will get out of that. Liberian don't have to do anything. Liberian tired fighting. So you saw the general picture. You got him binoculars stuff over there to be look. What is he looking for? Who is he spying on? But anyway, I just don't want to get into that. But thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, my brother. I appreciate it.
Well, just keep the hope. You'll be our one day public minister. Keep the hope.
I know plenty of both. There are plenty of both people can do that. Thank you very much, my brother.
No, you know plenty. You know plenty.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Hello, Samson to Liberian Public Radio. What's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
How you doing, Samson?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, how you doing, man? My name is Dima. I'm calling from the city of Beverly, Iowa.
Okay. Thank you for joining us. What's on your mind, sir?
All right. See, Samson, Liberians are wonderful people. Our leaders are wonderful people. What on my mind today? You know, our watching President Bia past history or listening to the conversation.
Sir, your phone is not doing you a favor, or either you speaking to the phone because I know you got important thing you want to say, and you know nobody hearing what you have to say.
Yeah, I said, are you hearing me now?
Yeah, much better.
All right, I think our watching President we are today, you know, his past history is something. I shared here that he was a very good man on the football field with a very big passion. I watched him score about 98 goals in 18 games. What I'm trying to say in short, Mr. Toe, you might not agree with me, you might agree with me, but you know, if you are a leader, you need to take a very strong decision. Just where although he's a problem, but for me, my analysis, Samuel Tour is just where problem in the Republic of. Don't put it this way too. The 16 billion Liberian dollars and the 25 million market exercise are one on in like it's a big disaster for our beloved president who put Liberia on the map. From the 80s, the early 80s, all the way to 2,000. The tour and the other people, they are not doing no good for President. No Liberians. It's here. But if President Weir can listen, today there will not be anybody say we want to create a coup defense force in Liberia. I watched an old lady chasing President Weir. I watched this crazy man on the street beating John. Where is our money? You see, Liberians, our leaders. I watched another guy, Mark Ellison, the man who owns one of the newspapers in Liberia. I watched him. He said, when you want to speak, because he was the whistleblower, if you want to speak, you speak small. And I also watched the press secretary. Oh no, don't laugh, Efanso. Don't laugh. I know you know who I'm talking about. He was the first person that brought about it. 15 billion and 25 million mop-up exercise in Liberia. When he told the Liberian people they are stealing, the government is stealing money from Liberian people, nobody believes. Nobody, because I watched the entire episode, an interview. I don't know whether it's correct or not. I watched it on Francis Doe show.
Right.
I follow Francis from A to Z. On that recording.
Try to make it short because the other people.
I will make it short.
Yeah.
The press secretary of the president, of who the president came in this great country, United States, he sat down into the desert and said that everywhere we go, whether that's 49 palaces presidents we have built, or 16 palaces presidents we have built, they can ask them and they can ask them and they can say the president has money. If the president didn't have that money, when the president was senator, why he couldn't build those houses? Why he couldn't buy those properties at that time? This is the president's downfall. So,
all right.
If I were president, I would just come and say, you know what? Small shit is better than this shit. I will leave and tell the laboratory. I will go to the airport. As soon as I make my first ready, I go. I get everything. I go. So where is the problem? It's the biggest problem to the president of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay. All right, my brother. Thank you. Thank you for your observation. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, folks, that's Sam Sinto, Liberian Public Radio. We are here still. Those of you that were calling earlier, you know when you call, sometimes if someone else is on the line, I can't just turn the person off and turn to you. So I think we about getting ready to shut it down here. But basically, what the point that I'm trying to make here tonight on my show is not to degrade or to ridicule anybody, but basically to say that we, here on Liberian Public Radio, and then myself, to say that these things, we Liberians have the ability to have these things worked out. And I just try to show you here some of the things people need to do. I'm hoping that one of the concerns that I have with this new product, somebody just said here that they already started the process. I want us to also be very mindful that these are chemical they're going to be mixing with the dirt. Okay, and you heard the guy earlier when it start raining, the rain drop, and then of course it goes away from the road, goes into the ditches and stuff. And most of our people back home, they don't have pipe-borne water. They drink out of a creek, and most of the creeks are somewhere. Especially if you live places like Toll Town, the creek in Toll Town that I was drinking coming from go across the road. And so if you're going to put something like this on the road, you have to tell the people in the community what these things are made up. Other than that, I would say thank you very much. It's been a wonderful, wonderful afternoon, a wonderful evening on the East Coast. It's almost 10 something already. So every time I'm ready to go there, okay, let me take it. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, my last caller. What's your name and what's on your mind? Where you're calling from?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hi. My name is Antoinette. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Oh, thank you very much for calling, man. We appreciate it. What's on your mind, man?
I was listening to your show, and I think I wrote earlier on your show that I was thanking for the kind of show you're having, and that these are the kind of shows that we need to have as Liberians, so that we make others to understand, what's going on and how these things are, how it works. Well, I was really, really pleased to listen to what you were saying, and I'm really calling to say thank you. Thank you for the show. And I'm going to be one of your faithful listeners because I enjoy the show. There was no back talking on the government, no back talking on another person, but just teaching people, or let me say educating people on, things that we need to do as Liberians. So thank you again.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it, and please, thank you for tuning in anyway, and we appreciate you coming on LIBERIA Public Radio all the time. I mean, we appreciate that, and that's what we try to do here. We're not claiming that we know everything, but whatever little that we know, we like to share. Because that for me, I believe in the fact that if you share information is very important. If people don't know information, they don't have the information, they can interpret whatever it is that you're trying to put out there. But if they know why, when, and how, then it's very easy for them to be part of the process. And that's what I've been preaching. But thank you very much for your call, man. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. And I look forward to the next show.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. We'll be back.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. But hello. Are you there?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I come out, with some show, and please don't hesitate if I come on air and my show is not something that in your way, please stay so that because of your view also help us to tailor whatever it is that we're trying to discuss here, because we're not just doing it for ourselves, we're doing it for you guys as well. So I don't want to come out here and say something or do something that perhaps you might not be happy with. So whenever you find our show not pleasing or not in a direction that you feel we need to go, please don't hesitate to let us know, and we'll appreciate that. And that's how we grow together, and that's how we appreciate each other. But thank you very much for your call. Appreciate it, man.
You're welcome.
Okay. Again, folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. This total man gonna call it quit here now and say thank you. We appreciate all of you that have been tuning in and all the comments that have been made here tonight. We appreciate it. Once again, our intent here is not to degrade. As usual, we usually start our show showing our president of the Republic of Liberia and showing that video. But today I thought that I'd take the lead on that. That my political party leader, I am a Liberty Party member. We the best party in Liberia. Liberty Party, if you want Liberia to grow, if you want Liberia to move, I better start before Alfonso fire me. No, I'm just I'm not trying to bring party business involved here, so no, I'm just kidding, folks. But no, on a very serious note, the Liberty Party leader passed away. He's also having to be a good friend of mine, and so I just try to show that. But eventually, Liberty Party USA going to have a show here, hopefully on Liberian Public Radio, where we will have our own saying and pay tribute to our leader. He's a wonderful, used to be a wonderful, wonderful leader, to be honest with you. We had several meetings here in the United States with him. We have meeting in Chicago, have meeting in Las Vegas, a leadership meeting that I attended most of those meetings, and every time we get together, there's nothing bad that he would say about people. You should be. I wish people have attended some of our leadership meetings, because if we can really have some discussion about who we are as Liberians. There are some people among, there's things everywhere. There are some people among the leadership that would say, if these people are fighting in a gutter, we should go in a gutter. And Councillor Bruskin would say, no, that's not who we are. We're better than that. If the people are fighting us and trying to degrade us, let us make sure we say what the truth is. And people will argue. Myself, I'm one of those. I'm one of those who say the Liberian people are not sophisticated enough to be able to understand that you're better than that. The people fighting the gutter, they understand when they're fighting. He said, no, we're not going to take that route. If people are going to be degrading each other, cussing each other up, that's not what we do. We say what the truth is. Sooner or later, Liberians will understand that Liberty Party is about to be truthful. And that's all he will preach. In fact, if you remember, during the 2005 election, he made a claim that he was, God was on his side. And he's always, whatever he was a straightforward person. One of the things that used to dog him, that used to bring around his neck, was his status of forces business. And so when we met in Chicago among ourselves, I drilled him on that. Can you explain why will you have that kinds of issues, status of forces, where you will ask the government or the foreign nation, they're coming to help you, but then you want them to declare certain things? And he explained to me, Samson, it's an international law. Every time, even if the people coming, if you're in a hole, they come to take you, they must declare their intention. They can't just come because they're coming to come take you from the hole, so you don't know what they're up to. You must have that understanding. And that status of forces business has always been an issue with him, was an issue with him. Now, I will call him Bossman. You call him Councillor Bronsky, he said, no, my name Bossman. Where you want Bossman? He call you Bossman, you call him Bossman. But we will come out here and Liberty Party USA will take time here and come on. Hopefully we'll come on Liberian Public Radio where we'll be able to have some discussion among ourselves. And the audience will get to know how we feel about him, and those of us that know him, what are some of the things we know about him, and we'll talk about that. But other than that, this is not the time. I will say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Samson to Liberian Public Radio. I'll go ahead and take leave of you now and say good night. And let's do it again. Tomorrow, tune in Sunday though. Sunday, the Francis show will be on Samson to Liberian Public Radio. Thank you very much and good night.
You will not disrespect because I will on donga.
bay, Guru the Pemakuria, Wapaya Sava. Onana, I am a local one is Sigurma, Yapazani, Gripuya Moreu, local Toria Boru Suku, Suku Ogareo, on my local get that one. TV. Enana, when you come for a canama. Yakarama TV. Enana, Sono Sere Canama. Pale Piguna. Inana, but I want to get Canama. But yet you go basso. Sagati go, but I'm on your basso. Basoko, Zagati go, but I'm on your basso. Don't want